I don't want to fret on things, and I accept whatever happens. I don't really struggle too much with it. There's a saying in Stoicism called amor fati, which means love your fate. So I live like that.
She's young, she's bold, she loves unconventional roles. We have with us Richa Chadda. Hi Richa.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine Richa, thank you for being on SpotboyE.
Thank you.
Let's start by asking you, tell me Richa, you're venturing for the first time into commercial cinema with Cabaret. कैसा लग रहा है आपको? Are you nervous?
I'm quite nervous, yes, because I'm doing something like this for the first time, which is out and out commercial, and there's like lip sync songs and some kind of dancing and love story and all that. So let's see.
Did you, when you got this role for the first time, were you little hesitant because you know?
No, I wasn't hesitant. I was just, I was like, okay, let's try, let's see, let's experiment. I did it for the love of song and dance. So yeah, just like that. Why not?
Okay, so tell me, how did you go about it, practicing all these dances? Who trained you?
The choreographers that I was working with gave me a lot of time, especially Shabina Khan. She was quite patient also with me. And I have another friend called Ratika Kumar, who is an incredible dancer. She also helped me out a little bit.
But Pooja Dev was there on the set. If you
Pooja,
didn't get it right.
I thought you were asking specifically choreography questions.
No, I know, but when you came on the set and Pooja was there, if you didn't get it right,
no, Pooja
what was her reaction?
She would constantly come and correct me saying, point your toes or lengthen your neck, or you know, she understands what she's talking about. She's not a layman, so she gives the perfect instructions, because she's been on the other side also.
I know, but she's known to be a hard taskmaster. She's known to lose her temper at times. Did it happen with you?
Yeah, of course. She didn't lose her temper, but she is a hard taskmaster. She would really like twist me to get the best out of me. She didn't lose her temper, but she was very tough to work with, in the sense that she was constantly driving me to do better. And she'll tell you that herself.
How does it feel? Are you ready for how the public is going to now see you in a different
light?
Does it,
listen, it doesn't matter if I'm ready or not. Public को तो
उनको change accept होगा नहीं होगा.
हाँ तो वो तो उनके ऊपर है ना, उसका कोई क्या कर सकता है? I mean, what can I do about it? I'm really happy if they like it, and I'm very respectful if they don't like it. But I can't worry about it.
Tell me, the other film which is coming up, Sarabjeet, is totally opposite.
Yeah.
You're non-glamorous there. And I guess you were shooting for both these films at the same time virtually.
In the end, towards the end, yes, you are right about that.
Yeah. So how did you manage that? Getting one and doing the other, then in the evening, one morning other?
No, not like that. It was never half and half, but it was different days sometimes. Maybe a week or two apart or quite close. It's not easy, but at the same time, that was a role that I could do more easily, because it has a Punjabi kind of flavor. I understand the character. Also, I've done more films without makeup than, you know, being totally glamorous. So it was kind of comfortable in that film. I did Gangs of Wasseypur. How will this stop me?
Tell me, you're coming from this whole, you know, array of films, which is Gangs of Wasseypur, Masan. Which film has been the toughest to do so far?
Toughest? I don't know. I think toughest was Gangs of Wasseypur, because I was very young, I had to work with very senior actors, I didn't know their temperaments, and they were all NSD, FTI type of actors, and I had to sort of fit in and then perform equally powerfully. So I did that, or I tried to do that, and that was tough. I was not equipped for so much limelight or attention, or just different people, different from who you are. I grew up in a certain way with a certain kind of people, with a certain intellect and intelligence and mannerism and reading habits and like social habits. And then to switch was like different. It was a little bit.
But that was one film which actually, you know, brought you right in the center, and
yes,
people noticed
I have a career because of that film.
How is Anurag Kashyap doing now? Are you
He's
meeting
doing
him?
good. I meet him off and on sometimes. Met him last in Delhi. We were at a talk together, and he's my mentor in a sense. And no matter what happens to him, and no matter what people say about his cinema or his success or failure, I think he's one of the most impactful people that we have around. He is the reason why there is a lot of talent today in the industry, because of the faith he showed in people. You cannot deny his contribution to films in India in this period.
So what do you think has gone wrong with his cinema? Why has he been the subject of so many brickbats?
Because who is not a subject of brickbats? Who doesn't get them? Name one person who doesn't. If this country can boo Sachin Tendulkar at Wankhede, what chance does anybody else have? So I'm saying we all have to learn to live with criticism, and at some stage we should stop and answer ourselves why we are criticizing somebody. Is it to bring them down, or is it to make a larger point about something that is good for society or something that is enriching people's lives? You know, why do you criticize somebody? For what? अपनी भड़ास निकालने के लिए. We should criticize people to make them better. If you don't like something, I can be your best friend, but we can disagree. You can eat meat, I cannot, and we can disagree on that. But we should both be allowed to live together.
There's a feeling he's a better writer than a better director. Do you endorse that?
I would comment on that if I knew either writing or direction, but I don't. I know acting.
You saw Bombay Velvet?
Yes.
And?
I liked it. I even tweeted about it. Tell me if somebody else had made Bombay Velvet, somebody who was responsible for making commercial film with the regressive logic, with a story that didn't have to be necessarily good or make sense. If a person like that had made Bombay Velvet, would you say the same thing? You base what you expect of the film basis what you know of the director. If it was a newcomer who made Bombay Velvet, how would you respond?
We wouldn't have been so upfront.
Brutal?
Brutal.
I was on Twitter that day and I saw how some people just pounced on it.
But that's what happens, no? I mean, अगर इंसान को आप जानते हो तो आप definitely you are more interested in his product. I think if he's not known, you'll be indifferent.
No, you won't be indifferent. If it was a good film, you wouldn't be indifferent. There's so many newcomers who've made good films that people have loved, and that's why they are flourishing. You know?
Bombay Velvet, people didn't find it as a good film.
That's exactly, but it's okay.
Nobody I mean, most of us didn't like it.
हाँ, but तो क्या हो गया? क्या फर्क पड़ता है? People went after him and Ranbir Kapoor like they're gods who are not allowed to fail. Everybody is allowed to fail. It's just that in showbiz the failure is so public. Even my driver can say, "अरे उसकी तो picture नहीं चली और उसका तो." I'm just saying everybody has an opinion. So then what? It's a phase of life. It happens to everybody.
Let's move on to Bansari. You did Ram Leela.
Yes.
Are you in touch with him?
Yes, I am. I missed his party for his award.
You weren't there at the party?
Yeah, I wasn't there. I was shooting. I would have loved to be there. And he's a true visionary. I think he's not just now, but for a long period of time, when people speak of directors who have a massive vision, they will all speak of him. Not just for now, for many generations.
How does it go for you if say Anurag Kashyap doesn't cast you in Bombay Velvet after he casts you in Gangs of Wasseypur, or Bansali doesn't cast you in Baji Rao Mastani after he casts you in Ram Leela?
Yes. How does it go?
Does it pinch you for a minute?
No. Why? Am I not working with other people? So if I can work with other people, why can't they? I'm working with other people, so they are working with other people. I'm sure when they have a role that they think I can do and only I can do, they'll call me. Or I'll call them, I'll be like, sir, I think I can really do that very well. And I'll reach out to them. Who doesn't work with other people? It's very selfish of me to say, उनकी अगली picture तो मैं ही करूँगी. क्यों? आप दूसरे लोगों की, if I wasn't working with A, B, C, D people, how can I stop someone else?
There are heroines who feel that way.
Good for them. What else can I say? There
are heroines and there are roles. Now you have got, do you think you got slotted into unconventional roles?
Unconventional is...
Until maybe Cabaret came along?
No. Sarabjit is also commercial film. There are songs.
No, I'm talking about your avatar.
My avatar?
Yeah.
What is my avatar?
I would say simple but a very strong woman at the same time. But not somebody who's, chasing the hero or,
No, I guess.
Not a Barbie doll at the end of the day.
Yeah, I don't want to be a doll actually. I want to be a real person. Actually, these are the roles that I've been choosing also. No one's forcing me to take them. These are also Gangs of Wasseypur. To play someone so much older in my first breakout role was also a choice. But then you have to ask yourself, what are you looking for? Are you looking for good content or what? If you ask several actresses what is their favorite role, which part would they like to play? Kangna will speak of Queen and those kind of films. So I'm saying everybody is thirsty for performance roles and I'm lucky to get it. So then why not?
I totally agree with you there.
Yeah. What do you do something for? No, that's important. I like acting. I don't like the machinery around it. I don't like the अरे networking कर लो, party में चले जाओ, fashionista बन जाओ, ये कर लो. I don't like that. I like this. So when I'm clear about what I want, why will I bother about these other things?
So while I agree, but
so most of the people chase this, which is why they get confused also.
Correct. So you're sorted. I agree, but while I agree also, as I said, there's a flip side to it.
Yes.
When you do these kind of roles, the money I believe is lesser.
Yeah, it is. Of course.
How do you deal with that?
Uh,
Doesn't that pinch you?
I'll tell you how you deal with it. See, you can make 10 rupees for 5 days and make 50 rupees, or you can make 5 rupees for 100 days and make 500 rupees. Okay.
So you want to go steady, you mean?
I will
just
be
jump,
steady,
have
and
a short shelf
I will
life
have
and bounce
exactly.
out. We are going to something where we called you bold in the early stages. I was really, I thought the Masan sex scene was very bold.
Okay.
What did you think of it?
I didn't think it was bold at all. I think it was realistic. It was never something that had a slow pan of anybody's body parts. It was never invasive. It was just a witness to what was going on. It didn't participate. When two people are together, you are not zooming in on body parts and creating that kind of, feeling. I'm sure you know the difference between those scenes and this scene.
Yeah.
And this scene was something that the film was also hinging on. So how could it not be realistic? You want to glamorize the realism of it and make it, cloudy, smoky, then it's something else. But the realism of the scene is what makes it, no? So there was no romanticizing or glamorizing it. It was a sex scene. And then it was over. And it ended in tragedy, and that's something that the film hinges on.
The premise.
Exactly. That's the oppression that a girl feels for what a boy can also feel, but is not targeted for it essentially, even though the boy dies in the first 10 minutes. But it's a real life, no?
Correct. So, your views on censorship? I mean, since we are discussing this scene and this film.
My views on censorship is, if you can let people vote, which is a far more responsible thing to do than let people watch A films, then what is censorship about? If you're rating a film as adult, then why are you telling people no smoking, no sex, no gali galoj, no, we are good people? Why? If you're above 18 and you're being entrusted with casting your vote, getting married, okay, something which involves another person, or driving, something that could potentially kill another person, all these things when you're 18, then how come when you're past 18 you're told that you can't hear the word Sala in a movie?
So
How are you trying to say that how you contribute to a nation is less important than watching a movie? What are you saying, really?
You know, this Shyam Benegal has proposed a report to the INB ministry.
Saying what?
Saying that the film should not be tampered with. He was brought in for to overview Mr. Paila Jilani's work, and he's given a report that films should not be tampered with. They should be categorized, that under 13, under 15, under 18.
PG.
Yes.
Okay.
How do you view that? Is that the correct step?
I mean, I think I was leaning towards not having much censorship, but I'm a bit muddled on my thoughts about how some things can be politically insensitive or spread stereotypes, especially about gender, or make jokes about lesbian and gay people, or target certain communities in lights which are not favorable to peace and harmony overall. That is a place, I think, which should be dealt with sensitivity. You can't keep showing regressive oppression of a woman again and again and again, or like I said, making fun of anybody. That I feel has to be viewed sensitively. I'm not saying it from a preachy standpoint, but because these things add up. We will have a certain perception of, suppose if I was to watch American news, I'd probably think that all African American people were more drawn towards crime. So that's a stereotype that's being perpetuated also sometimes. Those cases, I feel like there should be some censorship.
Let's see how you take this one. Is Richa single?
I heard it already. Of course I am. I am.
Where's the French boyfriend? Is he disappeared?
Don't put a ring on it.
Frank.
Yeah. No, there isn't any.
There was.
Okay, yes. So, what's so abnormal about it?
You mean about a breakup?
Or a relationship?
No, I'm not saying that.
Is it a bold scene?
No. But the point,
Sorry, I warned you already.
My point is that, I mean, how do you feel after a relationship doesn't work out?
I feel like I feel about everything. I feel normal. I don't let too many circumstances get to me.
Are you telling me that you believe in casual relationships?
No, I'm not telling you that I believe in casual relationships. I'm just saying that I don't want to fret on things, and I accept whatever happens. I don't really struggle too much with it. There's a saying in Stoicism called amor fati, which means love your fate. So I live like that.
Randeep Huda is your co-star. I mean,
in Sarabjit.
In Sarabjit.
Yes.
You said that who wouldn't like to have sex with him?
You know, I've been grossly misquoted on that because we were in a press con and he had come as Charles and I had come as my character. We even did our lines. He was in handcuffs and I had the key and all that. So at that point in time, then somebody said, what do you think about Charles or something? And I said that, look at him, who wouldn't want to have sex with him, because he was in that get-up and his character, seduction was such an important part of his character and his style, especially of his crimes. Although many are yet to be proven, but so there was nothing like, of course if you can take it out of context, then I guess you get a lot more clicks and hits.
Okay, tell me, a film actor, he endorses a sports event.
A sports
Salman
event.
Khan for Rio Olympics.
Okay.
What are your views on that? There's a public outcry.
Yeah, there are people on both sides. I just feel like there's a lot more to cry about, like the water crisis and the droughts. And I'm not deviating. I'm just saying, if somebody's appointed him a brand ambassador of something, it's because several million people know him and they aspire to be like him, and he's a fitness guru also of he's a fitness role model for a lot of people, and he has always been consistently for so many decades. So if him endorsing something brings more eyeballs to it and gets people more encouraged in sports and encourages them to take it up as a career and encourages the government to maybe do something about it, if it popularizes the cause, then why not? And like I said, there are far greater things to have an outcry about, like the quality of air in Delhi or the water crisis, especially in this state. There's so many things to worry about. We're heading towards very bad climate. We're worried about the monsoon. Last year there was no monsoon. This year there's expected to be more, and the market is already swinging up. But I was listening to the radio and there was this whole thing about Pani Bachao and all this on several channels. Right after that, after 5 seconds, there was an ad for a water park. So I don't know what's going on. We need to get up. No double standards. We need to get our priorities straight.
We spoke about money.
Yes.
We must speak about.
De do.
We must speak if women should be paid as much as men in the industry.
Parity.
Deepika has spoken about it. Anushka has spoken about it, and they've been very vocal that there should be no disparity. What do you think? I
feel what they're saying at their stage is right, because they are in a position of selling tickets. Deepika, Anushka are huge stars in the country. I don't think it's fair for me to say that, because it would be when I can sell tickets on my name and get so many people to come and watch the film basis the tickets I sell. In my opinion, pay should have nothing to do with gender. Pay, if you want business, then pay should purely depend on who makes how much money at the box office. You know, if they are giving you the kind of returns that you want, then you hire them. And they deserve. See, value and price is only a debating point when people are concerned about value. Okay. People like, if I want to see Tamasha, I want to see it because of Ranveer and Deepika, both of them. So at that place, I feel like maybe there should be parity. That's the point she's raising for herself. I can't say that I am selling 500 crore tickets, so please pay me more. I'm saying when people come to that stage, then they demand what they want, and I think they're right in doing that. What I'm basically saying is pay should have nothing to do with gender in any field.
Very realistic.
Yeah. Huh?
Very practical, very realistic.
Yeah, it is realistic. I mean, if you're looking at jobs for physical labor or something, thinking, then you hire accordingly. You know, but don't give unequal pay. That's rubbish.
We're coming back to Cabaret. Which was the most difficult scene? The dances?
The dances were challenging, yes. So they're also a little outlandish. I'm sitting on a big red horse and expressing, or hanging from a disco ball. All those things I've done for the first time. Like I wanted to do a film with some dance, and suddenly Cabaret, so much in one go. That was very difficult for me.
Anything else which intimate scenes with Gulshan? Any kissing
I knew you were going to ask. How can you not ask about the bold scenes? No, they weren't hard. We just had to do them as characters. It's a very technical job if you're doing it. There's like one cutter here, then one thermocol here, and then like nahi 2 inch ke margin ke andar, you don't move. Now you can kiss. Who's gonna? That's weird, no? It's unnatural.
Who's going to enjoy it? Who's going to get carried away? You're saying?
Nobody. That's not even possible, honestly. And many people will tell you that.
Your international film.
Yes.
Which you start soon.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
Can't.
Yeah?
Can't talk about it as like what's on the net is only
Something.
there.
Any generic.
It's a film called Love Sonia. It has a great cast and great team that has done it. Put it together. The producer is David Womack and the director is Tabriz Narani, and it's about human trafficking.
You start shooting when?
Me.
And then you have Fukre.
Yes, Fukre 2.
Second part.
Yes.
क्या उसका क्या preparation हो रहा है? कब चालू हो रही है?
That'll start a little later in the year, October. I'm also in talks about doing something in September, but I'm just in talks, so we'll see.
Okay, so your calendar is chalked out for the year for sure.
For this year, yes. I'm taking a break in June, July.
And where are you going?
I'll take a break and then decide where to go. I'll already be in America, so maybe I'll just hang around there.
Cool. Nice talking to you.
Yes,
Thank you so much, Richa. Thank you so much for being on
Spotboy. Very
enjoyable
interview.
Thank you.